Hey there, Bracy here. So, progress for today. It's a bit of a late upload for me, but I've been taking my time writing out a new script for a new proposal. Just got some word that I have a meeting to show a company, the prototype basically of the QPVR Q porting demo game that I had made, which is exciting because I think it's a good fit. I can't really say much about it before we've actually even had a meeting, but I feel like it's a good place to start. And I know from the user testing the strengths of it already and how to showcase it, which is great to get your feet wet with something that you've tested out. So now I'm taking it into a meeting. And this other proposal, it's really interesting. I got this opportunity to make a proposal for this company, and what they're looking for is something on the traditional 2D side, but they want something exciting, animated, and my instinct, because of how it was presented and who was coming to me, somebody I'd worked with before, my instinct was, since it's 2D, to go back to the old tools that I used to use, the ones that I'm comfortable with and I know I can deliver a certain level of quality in the specific region that they're looking for. And that's After Effects, Premiere, Photoshop, Illustrator, the Adobe suite, right? And sorry about the audio. There's a lightning storm out, so if you're hearing some boom boom, it's not my belly. The software that I'm making, the software that I used is what I was like, well, obviously this is what I've got to be going towards. And then without even realizing it, this was affecting what I thought the idea would be. And it was only when I was doing some kind of just spitballing some ideas, like what I do sometimes to get the ideas generating is put me in the mindset, and it's usually the music. If the client's able to give you a music or a sample that's like, this is like, I want something exciting, I want something to be like this, that I can then take that information and then really start to use the music to kind of, in my head, shape the concepts within a certain theme, within that certain energy, within that certain frequency of beat, and that helps me go places. Not that they're all great places, but it helps something take shape, something take form. And it's so much easier to work with something that's taken form than nothing, than to just like try to find or maybe the leg goes here and I think the arm goes like over there, but you've got no body yet. You've got no starting point. You can't say what's the head or the body or the legs yet. So we're talking about concepts here. So yeah, putting that music on and just writing out whatever comes to mind and being okay with whatever that thought is. It may not be the best, but whatever it is, try to make it the best that it can be, so that I can go back and look at it. And then I step away. If you're lucky enough and you've got the time to do stuff, like to build up concepts, it's really good for me to throw down some ideas and then have some time to separate myself from those ideas. And that's what happened today. And it was while I decided to go relax and watch something else that I realized, like, man, since I've done this work, since I've done motion graphics work and animation stuff for 2D, two-dimensional purposes, for screens, I've learned a lot since I've done that, and I've used so many other programs, and now I'm working in Unity. And in fact, because of my experience over the last year creating the animation, the 3D animation, 360 VR animation called Armonia, which is it's an attempt to be like a Fantasia in virtual reality kind of thing. I did that for Google and Tribeca, and I was really proud that I did it. I got to do it with my family. It ended up going to Tribeca. It ended up doing well, going to some other festivals. But the reason I'm saying that is because through that journey, I realized that I can use this new tool, Unity, that's actually free. This new tool, Unity, I can use that to do something that's like impossible in my old in my old software, and it can be like explosive. But in my mind, I was like, I immediately dismissed it, not only because I haven't used the tool for that specifically yet in a professional context, but then also because in my mind there's still this idea that it's not something I should offer them because they're not looking for a game. But the Unity tool is no longer a game engine only. Like, it's good enough that you can actually use it for two-dimensional projects as well as three-dimensional projects. And if you go the regular route of After Effects, Flame, stuff like that, Nanook, but in the professional context when it comes to just like corporate work, which this would be, you don't have as many options, and so your brain automatically doesn't go places once you understand, oh, well, this is the framework. But as soon as I recontextualized in this other side, man, all these different things are possible. And then I'm also thinking for the client, they've never had the ability to have something look so amazing for such a price point. What I can do for them with a tool like Unity is something that traditionally would cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I can charge them considerably less. And the amount of time I can do it in is pretty short too. In fact, it's far shorter than I could do with the tools I used to work with, which is nuts. Like, this is actually leveraging the power of advancing computer technology in an aggressive market, or, competitive market. These other more established companies, they can make a presentation and do something in a very specific way that could blow me out of the water. But because I was able to go into this other technology, I can at least present something that can make them go like, whoa, I didn't know this was even an option. And even if they don't take it, they're going to want something like that in the future. But all that to say is, yeah, I don't even know what all that's to say. All that's to say, just like it's your tools. The more you expand your tools, the more you expand your own possibility. I think that's ultimately the lesson that I'm coming to, is your skill set. The skills that you acquire open up your ability to imagine, because it's if you think of a skill as a new dimension in which you can operate, then that adds a dimension into the ways that you think. So, I like to acquire skills, but I don't often think about the value of having so many. And I think ultimately it's because I can see how things can operate in multiple dimensions and not just the few. Or at least it allows my brain to play in a different space that can come back and kind of absorb some other unique energy from a different place and put it in a context that people aren't used to thinking, because those thoughts can't even exist the way you've been trained to think in this box. I'm sure this all is really clear to everybody, and I'm sure you're getting this without any problem. But anyway, I think that's it for tonight. Yeah, thanks for watching, and thank you for taking the time.